already had a few problems there at second base. Good news, though, as we look down upon the Sooners getting ready to take the field, Alina Torres had been getting ready to hit here. They're the visitors today. But Alina Torres is out with the team. This is a good sign. Coach Gasso told us she may be available, so that's worth keeping an eye on. Did I mention that the weather is brought to you by the Trails Golf Club in Norman?
You did.
Where you can experience everything you love about golf and more. I know this is a layup, but one final bit of business from the Walden Cleaners pregame show. Is it fair to just go ahead and make Kelly Maxwell our Loves Travel Stops player to watch today?
I like it. I was just thinking, I'm like, who should we name? I think Kelly Maxwell's a good one. It's all going to start in the circle. I mean, for both teams, it's all going to start in the circle. These are two really good offensive lineups, and it's going to simply come down to who has their best stuff, plain and simple.
All right. We are on the countdown clock, 50 seconds from first pitch between Oklahoma and Texas. How good has Tegan Kavan been in the Women's College World Series? She's 2-0 with 2 complete game shutouts in 14 innings. She's only allowed 2 hits, has struck out 15 and walked 5. Opponents are hitting .047 against her. But no offense to Stanford, I don't know if that offensive attack in Palo Alto is quite like what the Sooners are bringing up I-35 North here today. She's
been really successful against a very less than mediocre offense here at the Women's College World Series. Doesn't mean that she hasn't thrown tremendously, because she has. She really has. But I think she's getting ready to go through a lineup that has a little bit more discipline and probably going to have a better game plan. It's just going to come down to execution.
Jada Coleman strides towards the batter's box. Freshly chalked, gorgeous, packed house. Where else would you rather be? Buckle up, we're underway as Kavan pounds the zone. Strike one, first pitch tonight at 7:08. So couple of, nope, right on time. I apologize. Thought it had 7:06, 7:08. Boom. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Oh, they call that first pitch a ball. Okay, we'll take it. 2 balls and no strikes.
Second pitch was pretty close. I'm not sure where that missed. There we go.
I thought I heard him call strike. We'll go with it. 2 balls and no strikes here to Jada. Infield in tight, as you might imagine. The pitch. There's a strike. 2-1.
One thing I do like, Dustin Douglas, who is the home plate umpire tonight, was also the home plate umpire in the UCLA game. You notice that stuff as a pitcher.
The 2-1 to Coleman is, it hit her. Jada's off to first base. It came up and in. It caught her on the hand. Jada Coleman is aboard after Tegan Kavan hit her with a pitch. And that is the first hit by pitch for Kavan in this Women's College World Series. And Patty Gasso has the lineup card, or the play sheet out. She's ready to go, as you might imagine. Here we go. Tiare Jennings makes her way to the plate.
Now batting the Sooners, shortstop number 23.
I would expect to see Coach some hit and run, some run and hit, some short game.
First pitch, a little up and in to Jennings.
Trying to manufacture runs. That's something I've noticed throughout this Women's College World Series. Nearly every run that has been scored by the Sooners has been with a home run.
Here's the 1-0 to Jennings. Low and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Tiare Jennings is 2 home runs and 3 base hits from tying Jocelyn Allo's career records of 12 and 32 respectively. Home runs and hits. Had a cut, fouled it off down the right side. Jada Coleman needs 1 more run to hold the runs in OU history record, all to her lonesome. And also in the Women's College World Series. Here's the 2-1 foul. Anything you've noticed here in the first handful of pitches from Kavan that seems different?
Not really. I mean, she's really still using that rise ball, even that pitch that was just fouled back from Jennings, something up in the zone. We've seen her do that throughout this Women's College World Series and really all season, but has done a good job of throwing it at different levels. And again, kind of going back to that key, you've got to zone down
Coleman at first, the 2-2, ball 3 up high and away. It's interesting because Kavan was pretty much a non-factor in the series against Oklahoma and didn't pitch in the Big 12 title game. Here's the 3-2 to Jennings. She hammers one deep to left center field. Oh, it's gone! Light the fuse, T.R.A. Jennings. A no-doubter over the left center field wall, and the Sooners are shot out of a cannon in Oklahoma City. It's 2-0 good guys.
I love this for Jennings, and just seeing a lot of pitches and finding a mistake. And we've seen hitters do it against OU pitching all week. T.R.A. Jennings taking advantage of a mistake here early. And, I mean, we're talking dead red. Love this moment for T.R.A. Jennings. Talk about setting a tone.
Tegan Kavan's first run given up in the Women's College World Series is a 2-run home run to T.R.A. Jennings, and Ella Parker digs in. Sooner Home Run is proudly brought to you by the dedicated people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. 2-zip Sooners. What a start. Speaking of what a start in her career in the Women's College World Series for Ella Park. Big cut, missed it, strike 2. 3 runs batted in yesterday, the game-tying RBI single in the 6th. She hit the ball hard. Had the big collision with Skylar Wallace. Thankfully, everyone was okay. Ball 1 is up high. T.R.A. Jennings goes yard. It's 1-0 Sooners. 2-0 Sooners, sorry. 2 runs on the 1 hit. Jada hit by a pitch. The 1-2. Good cut. Fouled it straight back. Looks like the Sooners are seeing Kavan really well, and Kavan is pitching from shadow to shadow. That shadow has crept across the infield rather quickly. Over at first base, Stewart is somewhat in the shadows. In the sun is Washington a little deeper at second. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. Fully shadowed at short and third is Martinez at short, and Mia Scott at third. Scott well off the baseline, even with the bat. Right down that left field line is Bella Dayton. Interesting. Here's the 2-2 pitch to the Sooner freshman, headed home. Swings and pops it foul down the left side.
It's a good job from Ella Parker just getting rid of that pitch. Again, up in the zone. I think one thing that's going to make the night a little different for Kavan, and something I think in her first outing that was short against Oklahoma, is those big wide misses. The Sooners don't chase those pitches.
2-2 is lined deep to right field. It's off the wall. Parker rounds first. She's on her way to second. She slides in safely with a double. That ball was scorched off the bat of Parker, and it nearly left the yard. And it was hit so hard, DJ, that it ricocheted back to Maloney, who had a pretty good shot at getting Parker at second, but she beat the tag.
And that ball was smashed. And it went directly over the head of right fielder Ashton Maloney, and she played it pretty well off the wall. But, I mean, Ella Parker, double out of the box. These freshmen have been on fire, but you're seeing the game plan, watching film, doing all the things that this team does to prepare. And again, this is a good matchup for this team offensively against Kavan, and just the way that she tries to place her pitches.
Patty Ruth Taylor is the first-year pitching coach for Texas. She took that moment to walk out and try to settle down her freshman pitcher. Here's Alyssa Brito. Texas defense a little bit late, shifting out in right field. Maloney gets to her spot just in time. 10 on the action clock. Kavan rocks and fires. Inside, ball 1. A 2-run home run from T.R.A. Jennings, and then a double off the wall from Ella Parker. The Sooners are cooking here early against Texas. Here's the 1-0 to Brito. Ooh, she had a big cut, swing and a miss.
And there's that rise ball, just working through the zone, and Kavan has had a lot of success there in this tournament so far.
NFCA first-team All-American, first-team All-Central Region, All-Big 12 honoree. Alyssa Brito takes ball 2 outside. Was the Sooner and has been the Sooner top hitter with runners in scoring position this season, hitting .431 with runners in scoring position. And the 2-1 is headed home. She got under that one a bit, hooked it foul down the left field line. Fans still filing in here on a absolutely glorious night for softball. Not a cloud in the sky after it rained about another 10 gallons overnight, it seemed. Holy smokes. 2-2 pitch again. Brito waits. Parker at second. Loops it on the infield to Washington, who makes the play, 1 away.
And there's that rise ball. And in on the hands of Brito, and you could see it every hack that Brito took in that at-bat was a pitch up at her chest. That pitch even elevated a little bit more. So needing to make sure, again, zone down. Pick a quadrant. If you're going to go after that pitch up in the zone like we saw Ella Parker do, you've got to change your swing plane a little bit. Make sure that you're not popping it up in the air.
First pitch to Hansen is low and in for ball 1. Speaking of accolades, NFCA second-team All-American, first-time winner of the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year honor, I guess I should say. She is the honoree. 1-0 is kind of an awkward little check swing into the camera well for strike 1. Got a little fool there, didn't she?
Yeah, and I was trying to look on the mile per hour to see if that was an off speed, because, I mean, that pitch was in. And something Kavan has done is pull the string, and we haven't seen her really try to utilize that here early in this inning.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at second now, 1 out. Here's the pitch to K9 from Kavan. Up high.
So some of Kavan's misses are big.
Yeah, absolutely. There is action already in the bullpen for Texas. Mac Morgan is getting ready.
And I think if you're Texas, you think about, depending on how the rest of this inning goes, you think about yanking Kavan until you put some runs on the board.
Oh, the 2-1 has popped up left side. Mia Scott chases. Is there room? No, that's going to get up a couple of rows. Sooners didn't take the lead against Florida until the 8th inning of the second game. And this is the first time that they've scored firsts in the Women's College World Series outside of the UCLA game. The 2-2 pitch to Hansen is popped up a mile high on the infield. Who's got it? Martinez does, and there's 2 away. Mistakes on the pop-ups?
Yeah, I mean, that pitch is on the inner half and really wasn't elevated too much. And you can just see Kinsey Hansen not getting on time. But I do want to see, I know Kavan uses the rise ball a lot, but we talked about this before the game started playing. I really want to see this team offensively get the ball out of the air.
First pitch strike to Cassidy Pickering. Leadoff hit by pitch of Jada Coleman. 2-run home run from Tiare Jennings. Double by Ella Parker. Back-to-back pop-outs. Pickering waits on the 0-1, takes it outside, 1-1. They still haven't replaced Riley Boone's picture on the big screen yet. I can assure you, Riley Boone is not at the plate. There we go. The Humble Texas product. Cassidy Pickering is the 1-1. Ooh, got a call there. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And there's the off speed. I've been kind of waiting to see it in this inning because Kavan has used it. I mean, inning 1 to inning 7 in her 2 outings here in the series.
The 1-2 pitch to Pickering is in the dirt. It gets away from Atwood. Off to third goes Parker.
I think that they'll score that a wild pitch because it was low in the zone, but that's a pass ball in my book. That's something you've got to make sure that you're keeping in front.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pickering waits. Here it comes. Hit hard towards second. Washington on a big hop makes the play, inning over, but damage done. A ground out by Pickering ends what was a solid start for the Sooners. A 2-run homer from Tiare Jennings, a double by Ella Parker. Sooners 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors and 1 left on base. What a start. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Oklahoma 2, Texas nothing. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. All right, what's the key for Kelly Maxwell? DJ, you pitched a lot of innings on short rest as a player. What was your focus? What was the key?
Work ahead, right? I mean, I feel like I've broken records saying that, but work ahead. And, you know, I talk about limiting free passes and doing all those things. Walks are not always a terrible thing, right? And I feel like the way that Kelly Maxwell throws and the way that she sequences her pitches, walks are going to happen, and it's not always an awful thing, but she's got to make sure that she's taking care of the leadoff out of the inning. That's been a problem in this series for her.
Well, Bella Dayton's been pretty good here in the Women's College World Series. In the postseason, Dayton's the 3rd leading hitter in the NCAA tournament. 9 games Texas has played so far. Dayton's hitting .407, and she's 3 for 10 in the Women's College World Series, which is good for 4th on this roster. And Kelly Maxwell, something dirty, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Hack from Bella Dayton. It wasn't even close. I mean, you could see daylight between the stick and the ball. I mean,
no balls and a strike. Bounced at the plate.
You know, and Texas is very aggressive. We're seeing this in Dayton's first 2 hacks, right? They're a very aggressive team. That bears well for Kelly Maxwell, right? She doesn't always hammer the strike zone, but when you've got a team that swings out of their shoes many times like Texas does, you get a lot of swings on pitches that aren't in the zone.
That one's in the dirt. A ball and 2 strikes. This is in this NCAA tournament, I believe, the 3rd Texas game that I've called so far. And in each one of them, it feels like Dayton is right in the middle of everything. Bounces that one foul at the plate to stay alive. Kind of a little different, too, looking down the first baseline to see that Sooner rooting section. Shane Knighton back again. We were talking to Poppy Jim Gasso before first pitch and his excitement and being around so many of the former greats in this program. Here's the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch to Dayton. Lefty, swing and a miss. Good start. Maxwell gets the K. Strikeouts this year. Brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union, Oklahoma's largest credit union. Nice start. 1 away.
And she took just a little bit off of it. And not a changeup, but still able to get Dayton out on her front foot on a pitch that was on the outer half, but just took a bit off of it. Great location with the 2 strikes.
2-0 Sooners. We're in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch to Mia Scott. A little bit low. Ball 1. Maxwell pitched in 2 of the 3 games against Texas in the season and ended up actually taking 2 losses. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In for a strike.
But it wasn't like she got banged around. I mean, it wasn't.
Actually, you know what? Let me correct it. She took 1 loss and got the win. My apologies. Okay. Friday night she got the win. 7 innings, 3 hits. Sunday she took the loss in a tough luck loss.
Yes.
1 ball, 1 strike to Mia Scott, who is hitting .409 on the season, and she rips one deep to right field. It is gone, and the Sooners' lead is cut in half on a solo home run from Mia Scott on a pitch that it looked like Kelly Maxwell just missed.
And again, we talked about it in the pregame. We heard it from Coach Gasso. You've got to keep the ball in the yard, and you can't continue to not let your defense work, right? And one of the best defenses in the country throw pitches that are going to make Texas manufacture something, but again, just a miss. I mean, that's all it is. Not getting to that outside corner about belt high.
And unfortunately, it's kind of been the story of the Women's College World Series in the negative category for the Sooners, the amount of home run balls that they've allowed. Here's Vivi Martinez. That's a strike. In the NCAA tournament, Maxwell has now allowed 5 home runs. The Sooner staff in the NCAA tournament, I'll make it 6 for Maxwell, 14 total in the NCAA tournament for the Sooners. There's a pop-up to center field. Jada Coleman in the shade makes the catch.
Got the out. I'd like to see that pitch in on the hands just a hair more.
Of the now 6 home runs that Kelly Maxwell has given up in the NCAA tournament, 5 of them have been here in the Women's College World Series.
Yeah.
2 outs
But
for
just
Reese
keep going.
Atwood.
Just
Yeah.
keep going. Keep going.
You know, it's yesterday, as the first pitch to Atwood is in for a strike. Yesterday, when Kelly walked a handful of batters,
Yeah.
and then, of course, the walks on, what was that now? Every day's running together. Monday. Those were 2-run home runs, right?
Yep.
And it created a bigger hole. Now you get the strikeout. It's a solo shot. Work around those. As the 0-1 misses low, 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, something that's been a struggle for Maxwell, and we even saw it yesterday, getting the leadoff out of the inning. So it was good to see that to start this ball game. But I think yesterday is a great example. We saw multiple home runs off of Maxwell, but she settled down, settled in, and gave the Sooner offense an opportunity.
1-1 misses a little bit up and out, 2-1.
And as much as you hate to say it, because you love to see the shutouts, you love to see low-scoring games coming from your pitcher. At the end of the day, the job is to keep the game close enough to give your to give your team a chance to win.
2 balls and a strike here. Be careful. Atwood rips it foul down the right side. We had made the observation during the Texas series how Atwood had struggled against Oklahoma. And I gave you the numbers, and she proceeded to rip one, I think, off the wall. So I have stopped talking about any of the struggles for Atwood against Oklahoma. 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2-1 Sooners. Bottom of the first inning, the pitch from Maxwell, a little bit low and in.
I like that pitch. Off speed. I would like to see Maxwell finish it a little bit more. She kind of fell off of it. Keep that deception there, but I like the location.
Full count pitch to the Big 12 Player of the Year, Reese Atwood. All right, Kelly, you got 2 on the action clock. 1. Here we go, the pitch. Ooh, just missed outside, ball 4. Here comes Katie Stewart, who was a problem against Oklahoma earlier this season.
When I talk about those walks that aren't awful, I don't like walks at any point, right? But you've got Reese Atwood, one of the best hitters in the country, Big 12 Player of the Year, 2 outs. It's not an awful spot, but you've got to make sure you're hitting spots here and throwing quality pitches.
First pitch to Stewart is a strike. Boy, that inning on Sunday is one that I think about quite a bit in that series down in Austin. And it was Katie Stewart who hit the big blast. No balls and a strike here. Hard hit ball to short. Nice play on a short hop by Jennings. Chooses to go across to first. Ends it. All right, that's more like it. But Texas gets on the board on the home run by Mia Scott. And as we head to the second, Oklahoma leads it 2-1. To hear where you're listening from, send us a tweet, an X at OU on the air. That's at OU on the air. Let us know where you're listening from, like our buddy Doug Hamilton in Hockley, Texas, Jessica Boehm up in Ohio, Brooke in Norman, Larissa Holquin and her husband Eric. And I feel like Stephen York, as always, I feel like a celebrity is tuned in tonight. Jessica and Jack Cootie here in Oklahoma.
Hey, hey.
What up, Judy? Little different setting for the Sooners here, coming in as the 2 seed outside of the previous couple of seasons. But they lead the 1 seed Texas 2-1. Seemed like Kavan got a little bit more comfortable in the latter half of that first inning. Riley Boone will lead off. Keep going back to one of your keys: zone down, pick a quadrant, and attack. And I know we want to see her work the dirt.
Yes, and you took the words right out of my mouth, Plank. Part of the reason that Riley Boone is in the 7th spot is 3 of the 4 games here at the World Series is that ball's popped up in foul territory.
Mia Scott's got a play on it, makes the catch, 1 away.
But part of the reason Riley Boone is in the 7 hole is she has led off an inning 3 of the 4 games in Oklahoma City. She's a double leadoff. That's part of the reason she's there. Put the ball on the ground.
Next to the Sooners, first baseman, number 1, Sydney Sander.
I love this theory that has suddenly popped up that it's 3 results with Sid: home run, strikeout, or walk. First pitch is a strike. All right, she can do more things. She can.
But that's not a terrible observation as of late.
She hit one over the center field wall here yesterday as the 0-1 pitch is up high. This was after hitting, I think, the longest home run, only it was foul, that we had seen. I mean, it was an absolute shot. So I guess that would be the longest foul ball. Takes the 1-1 pitch on that inside edge, 1-2.
That pitch, screwball inside, a little bit elevated, but that's a pretty decent pitch to try to attack, especially knowing Kavan's probably going to go to the rise ball here.
Sanders went 1 for 3 against Texas in the Big 12 championship game. Waits on the 1-2 pitch here and popped it up into left field. Bella Dayton barely had to move to make the catch, and there's quickly 2 away.
And that was a bit of a miss from Kavan. She got away with one there.
Looked like Sanders was, just a little bit in front of it?
Yep, trying to yank an outside pitch, but didn't really hit the spot she was after.
Boy, Avery Hodge etched herself into Sooner postseason lore with her performance yesterday. Sooner sophomore second baseman who's been thrust into the starting lineup takes ball 1. Again, if you missed it in the pregame interview with Coach Gasso, sounds like Alina Torres is available.
Yes. I expect to see Alina Torres late in this game in a pinch hit spot.
You'll know by the crowd reaction when she does. The 1-0 is outside, 2-0 to Hodge. Hodge's box score recap doesn't do it justice. That infield single in the second to keep some pressure on Florida, and then that 1-out double in the 6th that ended up leading to the game-tying run. She hits this one the opposite way, foul.
She's just not competitive at bats. Like, I feel like that's something we're watching Avery Hodge in this series. We heard Coach Gasso talk about it a little bit, of getting an opportunity in taking as much of an advantage as she can with it, and she's just had competitive at-bats, I feel like, each time we've seen her in the box.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch to the Sooners' second baseman. Popped it up foul again. Looked a little bit late on that one, but wasted a good pitch.
She's late, not rise ball, on the outer half a little bit, but you can just see Avery Hodge not quite on time.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the lineup waits on deck. Here's the pitch to Hodge. Up high, full count.
It's a good take. And you could just feel Kavan climbing the ladder, and she got Avery Hodge to chase twice and then took that pitch way up out of the zone. She was getting those chases from Stanford. And again, the Sooners aren't chasing pitches in the other batter's box or up in the eyes.
3-2 is ripped foul on the left field line and out of play.
Another good at-bat from Avery Hodge. Working to count deep, seeing a lot of pitches.
2-1 Texas, 2 outs for the Sooners, the home team in the top of the second inning. 2-1 Oklahoma. 3-2 pitch to the Sooner second baseman, headed home, and it hit the handle of the bat.
I was watching the reaction of Avery Hodge. I'm like, did it hit her? And as soon as I saw her just kind of stand there, I'm like, no. Nope.
Actually,
hit the barrel.
That might have actually ended up hitting the barrel of the bat as it slid right past the bat. Unreal. Here's the 3-2 pitch to the Sooner second baseman. Ball 4. Lineup turns over. Here comes Jada.
Another great at-bat. Avery Hodge has just really been good. We saw her look a little overmatched against UCLA when she was brought into that game late, but since that time, she has just really had good at-bats. I love seeing it from the 9 spot.
So here's Jada Coleman, who was hit by a pitch to start this game. Tiare Jennings came up next and hit a 2-run home run, 2-1 Oklahoma. First pitch to Jada. Kind of a little soft slap look, takes a strike. You want to see her hit down on it, don't you?
Yeah, I'm up here pantomiming.
I'm watching her move her arm. Let's see her work the dirt a little bit. Don't blame you. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Whoa, to the backstop. Off to second goes Hodge. That was well wild. Wow.
And this is one of those spots. You've got to take advantage of opportunities when you've got them. Runner at second, 2 outs, put there by a walk and a wild pitch. This is where you've got to clutch up.
The 1-1 inside, 2-1. And wow, we're going to have second straight inning that Patty Ruth Taylor is going to head out and talk to her freshman pitcher. Wow.
You can see every time that Kevon has tried to go inside, it's been wide. We saw Avery Hodge nearly hit her. Jada Coleman wear one to start the ball game. That pitch right there, again, there hasn't been a lot of control on the inner part of the plate, and that's a problem. If you're Tegan Kevon, you can't live on the outside corner against this team. You can't live on the outside corner against anybody, right? You've got to be able to establish the inside corner, and she hasn't been able to do that yet.
One of the things that I was talking about this at bat last half inning before Katie Stewart grounded out. One of the most, I guess you could say, concerning innings the Sooners had this year is the 4th inning in Austin in the Sunday game. Ground out, literally on 3 pitches by Kelly Maxwell. She hit Viviana Martinez, and then Katie Stewart hit a home run. And that was the difference in the game. If you're Oklahoma and you get a 2-out gift like you got here with the walk to Hodge, you've got to take advantage of it. It won Texas the game in Austin. 2-1 to Jada is ball 3.
And there's that pitch on the inner half. Good discipline from Coleman, but again, just not able to find that inside corner.
3 balls and a strike. Here it comes. Ball 4. First and second. 2 outs for the birthday girl, Tiare Jennings. They gave the stats on the NCAA Twitter feed on the home run from Jennings. 73 miles per hour exit velocity, 264.9 feet. Wow. She takes a strike. Kevon juiced up on that one a bit, 66 miles an hour. 2-1 Oklahoma. We're in the top of the second inning. The Sooners with a nice 2-out threat here. A walk to Hodge, a walk to Coleman. Here's the 0-1 to Jennings. Popped her up. Nobody sees it, though. Mia Scott comes running in to save the day, make the catch, and end the Sooner threat. No runs for the Sooners, no hits, a couple of walks. They strand 2 more runners, and we head to the bottom of the second inning. 2-1 Oklahoma. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. So there you go.
You can't skip those shout-outs.
Those are pretty important as we head to the bottom of the second inning. 2-1 Sooners. Let us know where you're listening from at OU on the air. Obviously gave up the first inning home run to Mia Scott. DJ Sanchez, what adjustments do you need to see here from Kelly in the second inning?
You've got to make sure you're living on the corners. And I know that sounds like, well, yeah, DJ, that's kind of what you do in pitching, right? But, I mean, it's been an issue. I mean, it has been an issue for Kelly Maxwell in this Women's College World Series outside of the UCLA game. It's throwing pitches that are just misses. And again, the name of the game, you're going to miss pitches every single game, but you've got to make sure that you're limiting them. And we've just really seen 2 offenses between Florida and Texas even so far. Every miss that Kelly Maxwell is starting to feel like it's left the yard. So Making sure those misses are a little more competitive.
She's been made to pay for every mistake that she's made is a really good way to put it.
And that doesn't always happen, right?
Here's Alyssa Washington, takes the first pitch low for ball one. Absolutely. It's just every mistake here in the Women's College World Series has been met with one that lands over the wall. A souvenir to a fan.
And that hasn't been the case for the Sooners offensively. I mean, I can look back just at this past inning at a couple missed pitches that were not hit hard.
That ball's lined to center field. Jada's there. Couple steps back, little short hop, one away.
Well struck by Washington. But again, use your defense. Let your defense work.
There's Jolie Mitchell. When we went to Austin earlier this year, Jolie Mitchell was the player that many were talking about as the potential breakout star for this team. The Notre Dame transfer, the first pitch, a little bit out, ball one. She's had a very solid season. It's not to diminish it, but had cooled down from the pace she was on in early April. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike one.
It's a good pitch. It's good work from Maxwell expanding the zone. Again, aggressive Texas hitters allow you to work outside of the strike zone.
Mitchell's season average 379, 8 home runs. Here's the 1-1. Right on that outer edge, strike two. This is such a big key working ahead of hitters. A great thing to see from Kelly Maxwell here in the bottom of the second. Sooners up 2-1. With an out, the 1-2, a little bit up and away.
It's not a bad location. Pretty good take from Mitchell.
Just 1 for 5 this week now in the Women's College World Series. 8 for 21 in the NCAA tournament. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Full count.
And that's the payoff pitch you want to see. And I love seeing a changeup in the dirt when it is necessary. Making sure. One thing we haven't seen Maxwell really establish yet is the off-speed. The changeup. We've seen her change speeds a little bit, but the changeup has been pretty big misses.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fouled up. Actually rides the netting up and back down.
The sound effects are gone this year.
There's not been a lot of the woo.
Yes.
And we've had a lot of them.
I thought it was a tradition.
Was there a ban put on this? Did this suddenly become not cool?
Devin Park said, nope. Nah, that's a lie. I'm kidding.
I don't know how you would stop it, but it's actually a great observation on your part. I hadn't heard it at all. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Let's do this again. No walks. Kelly the pitch. Popped out. Center field. Jada Coleman comes racing in. Calls off everyone. 2-away.
Efficient. 2 quick outs. Again, don't try to do too much and let your defense play behind you.
Trying to see among the known names here tonight. See President Joseph Harris down there with her buddy Toby Baldwin, who has been a very busy man. I see you down there working, Toby. First pitch to Kate Henry, chopped to third. Smart play by Brita, who backs up on it and lets it go foul. Ooh, that was trouble if Henry would have been able to get that one, about 6 inches further over. Henry got the party started in the win column and the winner bracket game against Stanford. Here's the 0-1 as she tries to lay down a bunt.
She's dangerous, and you've seen it in 2 pitches here in her first at bat. A chop, trying to just use the dirt, get something done. Bunt for hit, not executed. So, I mean, so many things coming from Kaden Henry of just trying to find her way on base and put pressure on defenses, and she's done a really good job of it in this Women's College World Series.
0-2 count. Maxwell brings it home. Got it. Tagged by Hansen, inning over, second strikeout of the day for Kelly Maxwell. What a pitch. What a half inning. 3 up and 3 down. We head to the third. You're listening to Sooner Softball, presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway, and the presenting sponsor of the Women's College World Series on the Sooner Sports Network is Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma, connecting Oklahomans to quality health care. Rob has checked in, along with Jim Costello from the upper deck here at Hall of Fame, Devon Park now. Joel Rogers in Rogersville. Mickey and Nikki are in South Padre Island. Burley Boomer down in Texas. Debbie and J.O. Parker in Montezuma, Iowa. And Melanie and Brent are in Seattle, along with Emily tuned in right here in Oklahoma City. 2-1 Sooners as Ella Parker leads things off. Double. A ball that might have left a dent on that right field wall. First pitch is up high, ball 1.
She just is seeing the ball so well. It doesn't matter what pitcher she's facing. And we've seen her hit off-speed pitches well. We've seen her, she's just on time and everything. Just love her approach.
1-0 is in for a strike, 1-1. Ray Clapmeyer, producer, points out that what was that last place? Sweet Holt Summit is right there in Jeff City. There you go, not too far away. 1-1 is hit hard towards short, under the glove of Martinez into center field. It almost looked like Martinez didn't want any of that smoke. It's a leadoff single for Ella Parker. Stay hot, sweet baby, as Alyssa Brito steps to the plate.
I said it before this game started, playing to you, of how important, for a number of reasons, the Sooners to get the ball out of the air and to use the dirt. One of those reasons is Texas's defense is not stellar.
Here's Brito. First pitch, she shows bunt, takes a strike. And what's wild, I've talked to every softball guru I know and I like, and all of them's pointed to that moment after the Friday game against Oklahoma where the Texas defense really turned around. It had been really bad the first half of the season. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Brito. Up and in, 1-1.
Well, and I think so much of it, too, and I'm not taking anything away from that ball being hit hard by Ella Parker, but that's a play that your shortstop's got to make. I know the ball was hit hard. It went right underneath her glove. It's a play that is expected of Tiara Jennings to make. I can tell you that much.
1-1 is a little bit up, 2-1. Yes. Every time.
Yes.
That's
without
a play
a doubt.
you expect a Sooner shortstop to make. It's not minimizing anything, but
not at all.
From Ella Parker, because it was hit hard.
And not a knock on Martina. She's a great ball player, but you see those all over this defense.
Brito hits it deep to center field, not deep enough. In fact, the last minute that died just a bit. And there's one away on the fly out from Brito. Here's Kinsey Hansen. 2-1 Sooners. We're in the third.
Next for Oklahoma, Kinsler, number 9.
Loved the approach from Ella Parker. Would have liked to see something a little different from Brito. Runner at first, nobody out, find a way, again, to use the dirt, line drive swing, put something on the ground.
First pitch up, ball 1, popped out to short her last time up. .399 average for the Sooner catcher. 10 home runs on the season. Excuse me. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Get emotional thinking about that drop. 1-1. And fell right in. 63 miles an hour. Hansen has a smile on her face. Well, there's just great ambiance here tonight. Lights are on. Field is in the shadows as Hansen takes ball 2 a little bit in.
It's a really good take.
The field is now completely in the shadows. A little smattering of sunlight there at second and first that Washington at second and Stewart first for Texas have to deal with. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Hansen hammers one deep to left field, and it's gone. Kinsey Hansen lasers one into the left field bleachers, and it's 4-1 Sooners. Flex on him, Kinsey. The captain flies into home plate. What a shot.
Right after watching Kinsey Hansen have a really good take on a pitch on the inner half, kind of up in the zone, you could see her hunting something very specific. I'm going to go back to a key. Zone down. And Kinsey Hansen knew exactly what she was looking for and put an absolute hack on it. And this pitch on the inner half, very similar to the pitch she had just taken, just lower in the zone.
Here's Cassidy Pickering. First pitch to the Sooner freshman. Long look at the pitch watch from Kavan. Here it comes. A little bit up, ball one. We're in the top of the third. A pair of 2-run home runs have been the difference for the Sooners. A 2-run first-inning home run from Jennings. A 2-run third-inning bomb moments ago from Kinsey Hansen. It's 4-1. The 1-0. Out on the edge, 1-1. Sooner fans chanting, "We're not done yet." Pickering grounded out to second in her first inning at bat. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to the Sooner outfielder, and she lifts one deep to center field. Get out of here, Bull! It's a solo shot from Pickering. The Sooners go back to back. And it's 5-1 Oklahoma.
Let the freshman story continue. Ella Parker, Cassidy Pickering, and just the sheer excitement coming from Cassidy Pickering in that moment. And I kind of literally asked the question, how long are we going to see Kavan? And it didn't look like much longer.
Mike White is making the long walk from the home team dugout out to the circle. His star of the Women's College World Series, Tegan Kavan, is gone after 2 1/3. 5-1 Sooners. What a start. After fighting, surviving, and extending their postseason lives in extra innings against Florida, they have absolutely set the tone here today. And I go back to our pregame conversation with Coach Gasso. There are non-negotiables here tonight. She said there's non-negotiables. Energy, attack early. And Clap Myers, our producer, back in the Learfield studios. Oklahoma 5, Texas 1. Top of the third inning, 1 out. And Mike White has a deep pitching staff. He hasn't had to use it a ton in the Women's College World Series. But Oklahoma has chased Tegan Kavan, and Mac Morgan will be called upon. She's 4-0 in the NCAA tournament. This is her 6th appearance. A 135 batting average for opponents. A 1.11 ERA. And it's kind of been all or nothing for Morgan against Oklahoma. She's either been outstanding or the Sooners have made her pay. Kind of all or nothing. First pitch to Riley Boone is fouled off. She's pitched 12 innings in her career against the Sooners and has an ERA of 5.83. The Sooners have hit 3 home runs off Mac Morgan in her career against Oklahoma.
It's been a home run kind of night here playing.
0-1 ground ball back up the middle, through into center field. Riley Boone knocks one back up the middle. Listen to this place.
And Mac Morgan, she's got a little bit more velocity than we saw from Tegan Kavan. She'll touch 70 on the gun, but doesn't quite have the same break.
First baseman, number 1, Sydney Sanders.
All right, Sid Sanders flat out to left her last time up. First pitch from Mac Morgan is bounced towards short, could be 2. They're going to go to second for 1, to first. They got it. Double play. Texas gets a little momentum after a 3-run third. A 2-run homer from Kinsey Hansen. Pickering goes back-to-back. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's 5-1 Sooners. This is Sooner softball from Learfield. My man Jake T. Snake is tuned in. I don't think that's code for anything. The Stahl Cups are up in Wood River. I heard from my dad. He's tuned in. This is all hands on deck. Paige up in Tulsa. At OU on the air. Ashley's in Newcastle. Sooner Yaya, Northwest City. And Larry and Danita from Prague, Oklahoma. 5-1 Sooners as we hit the bottom of the 3rd inning. We got coaches interviews here. No, we are taking an inordinate amount of time between innings for reasons why I don't know. The team comes out, the countdown clock has ended, and we're just, well, here we go. They've added another 30 seconds. Yeah. That's why. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. OU was timing a little bit better how their team came out of the dugout. Kelly Maxwell was the first one out. Then the team followed about 30 seconds later. And there's Ashton Maloney. 5-1 Sooners. 2 2-run home runs and a solo shot. There's a strike.
One thing Maxwell's done a good job of so far in this ballgame is taking care of the leadoff hitter of the inning. Big one here in Maloney as the 9-hole and rolling it back over to the top.
No balls and a strike. Tried to bunt. She didn't offer at it. Strike 2.
I think the missed bunt attempts that we've seen from some of the lefties in this lineup just kind of show you how well that drop ball coming from Kelly Maxwell has fallen off the table because it's not even close.
No balls, 2 strikes. Oh, just missed. A little bit low, 1-2. Brito is, in about as tight as you can be in at third base right now. She is not backed up even with the 2-strike count. Jennings is in the baseline. The 1-2 is slapped foul.
This crowd is unbelievable. I'm just looking around. There's quite a few Texas fans here too. It's not completely crimson. It's just a lot of it.
I'll tell you one thing. They show up early to tailgate. The 1-2 is slapped to the right side. Nice job by Hodge off the short hop. Close throws and got it.
It's great work. Avery Hodge continues to shine and just attacking that ball, catching the hop. Avery Hodge is a stud, guys. And I think the thing, though, like both of us in this booth, we knew that. We've known it.
Seen it,
knew it.
Left fielder, number 6, Bella Dayton.
There was one charge as Texas turns the lineup over here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 5-1 Sooners. Bella Dayton, strikeout victim in the first. Swings and fouls it at the plate. There was one thing that Coach Casso had kind of made it clear to Avery. And I don't think Coach would mind me saying it, but just, hey, you got a chance. You got to take every aspect seriously. It can't be, I'm going to just toss it here. I'm just going to lazily do it here. Everything has to be precise. And Avery has stepped up to that challenge as the 0-1 misses a little low and away.
Well,
and she's kind of unknown, too, because, again, she hasn't started a ton of games, but still, 23 starts in this lineup. She's played quite a bit.
Yeah, and we've seen her come into games late. But I think the thing about Hodge that we know that has shined through, she just continues to grind.
Yeah, the 1-1 pitch is high to Dayton. 2 balls and a strike.
It's no surprise that she's doing as well as she is on this stage because she's grinded it out in practice. And she's getting those spot starts and getting those opportunities because of, yes, how talented she is, but, she's putting the work, man.
2 balls and a strike with an out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Hopped foul. Brito gives chase out of her reach. Hey, a Sooner fan had his glove on when racing towards the fence and made the catch. Didn't even blink. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This place at night is something else.
Yeah. Not going to find a better place than this.
5-1 Sooners, bottom of the 3rd. 2-2 pitch to Bella Dayton, headed home. Popped up behind home plate towards us. That's going to get about halfway up the netting and roll down.
I'll say this. I mean, Dayton has taken hacks in her first 2 at-bats, but some of them have looked defensive. She doesn't look settled in the box against Maxwell.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Do this again. Here's the pitch. Outside, full count.
Which is why I want to see Kelly Maxwell go after her. Again, I don't want to do the announcer's jinx, but you've got to go after Dayton not putting tremendous swings on the ball.
Here comes the 3-2 from Maxwell. It's a good staying alive swing by Dayton. Did I mention the celebrity that was Jessica and Jack Cootie tuned in to us?
Yes.
All right. Glad I mentioned that.
And the Mathis family tuned in Illinois.
I've got I got Whitley Simmons tuned in. She says, are the Pickering grandparents there from Montana? You know, they had checked it. I never get to listen to their voicemails. They might be here. The 3-2 pitch, bounce foul down the first base. They might be, Whitley. Great question. Tim is listening in at the Denver airport, and he said, it's the first time I'm glad my flight is delayed so I can actually hear the game. Sometimes there's nothing better than a good delayed flight. All right, let's do this 3-2. Heck of an at-bat going here from Dayton. Finish it, Kelly. The pitch. Ball. Ooh, ball 4.
I like the idea. But we've seen that off speed. We've seen it be successful, low, but for the most part in this game so far, we've seen it just be missed as a ball.
Mia Scott hit a home run her last at bat, a solo home run in the first. At the time, it cut it to 2-1. Now, kind of a similar situation. She has a chance to cut into this lead. Here's the first pitch from Maxwell to the lefty Scott, swing and a miss.
That pitch just fell off the table.
No balls and a strike. Dayton very dangerous on the base paths. 14 of 15 in stolen base opportunities this season. One-time Arizona Wildcat. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Dayton had that home run swing, didn't she?
She did, and it was the same pitch. They just had a little bit more bite, that drop ball on the inside half. There are fewer pitches tougher to lay off and fewer pitches tougher to hit than an exploding drop ball in on your knees.
The 0-2. Low. Good job by Hansen. So far, and I don't know, 5-1, a time when maybe you're not going to risk losing a base runner here, or I mean, could we see them try to get Dayton in motion if they get a little more friendly count?
I'm not mad at the idea, but you also got to be careful wasting base runners down
true.
4 runs.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Dayton is not going. It's in the dirt. Good job by Hansen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Five runs on 6 hits. 3 of those have been home runs for Oklahoma. The only hit for Texas was the first inning home run from Mia Scott. She bats here with Dayton at first and 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Maxwell brings home the 2-2. A little bit up, ball 3. That's a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, missed a bit out. A little bit up.
Not much up.
Payoff pitch.
I feel like that's one of those pitches that's too close to take. I just think that's too close to take. She did, and Scott's still alive. Payoff pitch here. Dayton is not going as Scott grounds it foul.
That crossed my mind. We might see Dayton take off here.
Full count pitch, yeah. She did not, though. I was a little bit surprised by that.
Like to see, that we've seen the changeup, but it's missed in the dirt in these tough counts. The drop ball in the inner half has really been effective against Scott.
Full count pitch. Plenty of time on the action clock. Maxwell spins the ball in her glove, brings home the 3-2. It's ball 4.
Just not a real competitive pitch there. Got to go to work here.
When do you start thinking, DJ, that we might want to give May a few innings, or, we witnessed Kelly Maxwell work through this yesterday against Florida.
Right.
But you have a lot of fresh arms. You've shown a belief in your staff.
Well, she did it against UCLA, too.
That is true.
We've seen her do it all season, but it is kind of one of those things you're going, okay, we get it.
Right.
Like, we know you can work out of it, but let's hit some spots. Let's not give teams any opportunities.
Here's the first pitch to Vivi Martinez. Swing and a miss.
I think the thing I want to see in both of those counts, Bella Dayton and Mia Scott, Kelly Maxwell's on top real quick. 0-2, 1-2. And then both drew walks. So wanted to see her finish those counts. But I think you ride Maxwell for a bit.
Okay. I'm not against it. Got a 4-run lead. There's a ball a little bit out.
But I do think this game gets deeper and you still have a 4 or 5 run cushion. You get her out and don't let Texas see her any more than you need to. Also give Nicole May some time to get right, hopefully.
Do you know what? A little 6U3 double play would be pretty nice here. That ball's fouled back. And Maxwell ahead on the count 1-2, but she's been ahead on a couple of counts and have lost hitters. Is this a credit to Texas laying off some good pitches, or do we have to step back and...
I think some of the misses are just too big. Yeah. I think that the 2-2 miss to Scott was close, but it was still a ball. Again, just finishing the count.
Maxwell's ready. Here comes the 1-2 pitch with runners at first and second. 1 out, swing and a miss. She challenged her. She came after her, and she got her. Third strikeout of the game for Maxwell. There's 2 outs.
And that was that same drop ball inside that she was throwing to Mia Scott. That pitch is nasty. And it's so hard to lay off of it when it's coming through the zone like that. And Kelly Maxwell just needs to continue to live there because that pitch is absolute filth.
Time is called as Jen Rocha will walk out and chat with Maxwell. Okay, this is a big-time situation in this game. Reese Atwood, who walked her last time up, has... Okay, we're not going to talk about what she's done against the Sooners, right? We know that she struggled a bit. We won't get into the numbers, but you got to be careful here because this is the kind of player and the probably most concerning player in this lineup that can take advantage of any mistake that you make. Yeah. Most likely would be better, right? You make a mistake to Reese Atwood, this is a 5-4 game. So the message from Jen Rocha is?
Hit your spots. And I think the message back from Kelly Maxwell, and I said this in the UCLA game, I want Parkman. Like, I feel like that's what she's done all World Series, is worked herself into these jams to face arguably the best hitters in UCLA lineup. And now here we are, same situation against Atwood. And, I mean, Maxwell has stepped up time and time again, but you get the feeling you're playing with fire a little bit there.
Here we go. First and second for Texas, 2 outs. Meetings are over. Maxwell is ready. Action clock at 12. Plenty of time. First pitch strike to Reese Atwood. 4.29 average on the season for Atwood. An astonishing jaw-dropping 90 runs batted in. 23 home runs. And a chance to get Texas right back in the thick of this with one swing of the bat, the 0-1. Hard hit right back to Maxwell. Throws to first. Inning over. There you go. Competitive pitches. Let's go, Kelly Maxwell. Montana.
Yep.
And I think I can. It seems like they're here tonight. And again, I was trying to go through some voicemails, but I think they got the home run ball.
Oh, I love it.
So Cassidy Pickering and Homer, they become stars of the broadcast here with us.
From Montana.
Mac Morgan back to work. Boy, you and I had a conversation off the air about what we thought could happen if Oklahoma is able to hold Texas without a run. They did a good job with it, but I don't think anyone's tearing down the goalpost or spiking the football before we get to the end zone. Still a long way to go in this game. And, DJ, you brought up something really good last half inning. It's 5-1 right now. Let's make this 7-1, 8-1. Get Carly Keeney out here. Let's see if maybe you can get a half inning from Nicole May. Don't get too comfortable, Kelly Maxwell, in case things go south. This is a team that's shown the ability to come back this year in Texas, but let's get some separation here, right?
Yeah, get some separation. Put yourself in a position to get some other pitchers in the circle and get Kelly Maxwell out of here. And I think that is such a huge key. Number one, it keeps them from seeing her as much, but it also keeps her fresh. You got to play the long game a little bit.
First pitch to Avery Hodge is a strike. Hodge for Oklahoma walked and was stranded at second in the second inning. She bats here to lead things off in the fourth. 5 runs on 6 hits for the Sooners. Only hit for Texas, Mia Scott's first inning home run. The 0-1 misses low and away. What do you have Sanders doing to end the last half inning?
I've got 6-4-3 to
That's
play.
why I didn't write it down.
Yeah.
I was in pain. The 1-1. Good pitch right on that outer edge.
Yeah, that feels like the same pitch. It may have caught a little bit more plate, but in a little bit of a hole here for Avery Hodge.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Hodge slaps it foul. Morgan got the start in the Friday game against Oklahoma that Kelly Maxwell and the Sooners won 5-2. She pitched 6 1/3 innings, allowed 7 hits, walked 3, did not strike out a batter, and gave up 5 earned runs. Jada Coleman homered off her, drove in 4 runs in that game. Didn't see her the rest of the weekend. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Avery Hodge. Outside 2-2.
And I kind of mentioned when she came into this ball game, she's got plus velocity. I mean, typically working 67 to 70. And the thing about it is it doesn't give your ball as much time to move.
There's a slap foul. Look out, Coach Gasso. She matrixed around that one. She's good.
She does it so calm.
Very smooth. Very
smooth, calm. But, I mean, on top of that, Mac Morgan doesn't quite have the same spin that you see from other pitchers on this Texas staff.
2 balls and 2 strikes. I feel like it's also taken forever to get foul balls back in here tonight. Here's the 2-2. Oh, wow. All 3 in what should have been strike 3. Avery, please swing anywhere this pitch is.
That's a missed call, big time.
He started to call strike 3 and then realized it was a little bit too late to do so. I mean,
that's a missed pitch. I mean, it was right down the middle.
3-2 is fouled off. I would be wary and concerned about the makeup call here, Avery.
Yeah. Anything close is going to be strike 3. So
the 3-2 pitch with Jada Coleman on deck is called strike 3. On a pitch a little bit in. I mean,
still too tight to take.
It was definitely, if the pitch on 2-2 was a ball, and that was called a strike, then that was a little bit more in, but you knew it.
Ball doesn't lie.
Here's Jada Coleman. Jada's been hit by a pitch and has walked and has scored a run and takes the first pitch for a strike. Jada holds the mark for the most runs by an Oklahoma Sooner player in the history of Sooner softball, and she's chasing, as we talked about earlier, the record for the most runs all by her lonesome as a Sooner Women's College World Series history. She bounces this one softly back to Morgan. Easy play. 2 away. Well, the Sooners haven't gone 1-2-3 tonight, and in fact, we're able to generate a little bit of juice with 2 outs in the second. Started with the Avery Hodge walk, but not a bad person to try to start a 2-out rally with.
Number 23,
Here's T.R.A. Jennings. First pitch to the right-handed hitting shortstop. A little bit low and in. She homered in the first, which on the season for TRA was home run number 25. Think she can get to 100 career home runs? Here's the 1-0. This is a little bit in.
This is a good matchup for her. I mean, Mac Morgan, she's bringing the velocity. I mean, all Jennings has got to do is put a good swing on the ball.
Here's the 2-1 to Jennings. That's a strike.
I will say this, since Morgan has entered this game, we've seen less aggressive at-bats. Sooners were attacking Kavan early in count, something Coach Gasso talked about. We're seeing a lot more passive at-bats here.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. A little bit low and in, ball 3. Three balls and a strike. By the way, Jennings at 98 career home runs, too shy of 100. 3-1 is pop foul. Boy, that off the bat sounded like it was going a long way, and then it just died right into the camera well on the first base side.
Really like to see Jennings break up the 1-2-3 inning. You already said it, Plank. We haven't had one yet in this game.
3-2 pitch. Morgan rocks and fires. Oh, called strike 3. Down goes Jennings. Do you think it's a strike?
Depends on the inning at this rate, but I mean, I think it's too close to take, but it's tough to say what is truly a strike and not a strike when it changes every inning.
First 1-2-3 inning for the Sooner offense tonight. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning, 5-1 Oklahoma. Sooner softball is presented by Love's Travel Stops, and the presenting sponsor of the Women's College World Series on the Sooner Sports Network is Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma, who wants to connect you to quality health care through every stage of life. Visit bcbsok.com today or call 888-346-9636 for more information. Yeah, I really needed the readers for that. Can you believe that?
I wasn't judging.
Massive font right in front of our face. Coach Gasso is talking with Holly Rowe between innings. It's 5-1 Oklahoma, and not the best offensive top half of the first inning. Sooners have some adjustments to make. The strike zone got a little bit eclectic.
Oh, that's a kind
I don't know
way.
if that fits. I don't know if that works.
Erratic?
I know there's grammar police that are on me all the time. I see your tweets. Drake Dykin on the big screen. Drake Dykin on the big screen. How funny is that? Our engineer for the Sooner Radio Network, just all over the big screen. But
here's the deal about the strike zone, Plank. I didn't mean to cut you off as that pitch misses way upstairs to Katie Stewart. But if that strike zone stays as it is, it ought to be good for Kelly Maxwell.
You're in good shape. You just have to adjust as the Sooners. Offensively, we'll need to. Stewart on the night, grounded out to short. She pops this one up to center field. Jada Coleman a few steps in, camps under it, makes the catch. One away. That is a rather big out for the Sooners because Katie Stewart was a problem in the series in Austin. Had the game-winning home run on Sunday. Don't think she started on Friday, but came in and drove in a run with a double. Made a double on Saturday. She had a big series. So less of Katie Stewart is a good thing. One away. Here's Alyssa Washington. She flat out to center. 5-1 Sooners, bottom of the fourth inning. Washington, the old hack. Tried to stop the swing and looked like just she got sawed off. Strike one.
Maxwell's done a really good job of kind of taking Texas's aggressiveness and flipping it and using it against them, changing speeds early, working out of the zone early. She's gone ahead 0-1 on a lot of pitches that aren't even strikes.
And there's strike two. There's a great energy here. I hope it's coming across through the broadcast tonight. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got away from Hansen, but she digs it, throws 2 away. Kelly Maxwell on short rest is dealing.
Hansen taking her time. Here's the deal. Just watched that from Melissa Washington. You want to know the demeanor of Texas right now? Your captain struck out and then dogged it down to first on a drop third strike. That tells you all you need to know. And let you know as Sooners, put your foot on the gas.
In this thing. Here's the first pitch to Jolie Mitchell. Yes, the run rule is back in effect. Let me rephrase that. They put it in effect for the championship series. This was after Oklahoma had essentially run rule Texas. And then, listen, we can wear it. Got it put on us in 2019 by UCLA. TV networks agreed to install and instate the run rule for the championship series. Not trying to get ahead of myself. This is only a 4-run game, but just, a bloop, and a blast, and
there you go.
It's a conversation. For Oklahoma, that is. Mitchell, again, was the talk of the horns whenever we were headed to Austin in her great start. As a 2-0 misses out. These seem to be competitive misses.
No, they are. Those are good spots. They're good spots. And I think something that Maxwell has done a good job of, and I kind of said this in the last at-bat, getting ahead in counts and using Texas's aggressiveness against them, getting them to chase pitches out of the zone early.
There's a strike on the 3-0. 5 runs on 6 hits for the Sooners. Home runs from T.R.A. Jennings, Kinsey Hansen, Cassidy Pickering. Texas answered with a Mia Scott home run, but that's their only hit for now, the 3-1. Did that just hit off the bat and right off Hansen's face mask?
It did.
Oh, let's hope Kinsey's okay. She's walking over to grab. Okay. She walked over to grab the softball. I was afraid that she was walking to the wrong dugout. She's okay. Yeah, that hit right off
the knob.
Just barely dinged off the knob of the bat, and then almost on full velocity caught Hansen right in the face mask. I don't know if she winked or just got her bearings as she turned towards the Sooner dugout. Let's do the 3-2. Maxwell brings it home. Ooh, ball 4 just missed a little bit low and away.
Little low, good pitch. But again, that pitch looks a lot sweeter with 2 strikes when you're ahead in the count. But we've seen Maxwell do a good job working ahead.
On Thursday night in their game against Stanford, when Texas was trying to get something going against Nyjah Kennedy, which they were struggling to do, they started using the short game. And it started here in the lineup with Henry.
And I would expect to see it again. Henry tried to use a little bit of a chop slash, showed bunt.
Takes a strike. Showed no indication of it there.
And I go back to, I kind of mentioned the walk to Reese Atwood with 2 outs back in the first and how it wasn't necessarily a walk. I go, ugh, I don't like it. I look at the walk to Mitchell, 7-hole hitter.
Strike 2.
2 outs. There's a difference between walking the 7-hole with 2 outs and putting one of the best hitters in the country on with a couple of outs.
Listen to this place. Listen to this place. The 0-2. Fouled off. Fouled off.
Maxwell has got Henry twisted up in the box. Hit a spot here. Sit Henry down with strikes.
The 0-2 just got a piece of it. Another foul ball off Kinsey Hansen. She's like a pincushion back there right now.
It looked like it was off the inside of her ankle. Ugh. She's getting banged up a little bit tonight.
You hit that right on the button, DJ. Her right, that little spot on your ankle that I don't really know what it does. Yeah. That's on the, if you're talking about your right foot, that little knob on the left inside of your ankle, that's right where it hit. No balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first, 2 outs. The 0-2 pitch from Maxwell in the dirt. Good job again by Hansen. 5-1 Sooners. Sun is set here. It is gorgeous. The lights have taken hold. Slight orange tint to the sky as the sun sets over Oklahoma City. Wind is calm. Crowd is loud. The 1-2. Get louder. Get louder. Swing and a miss. Inning over. Unfortunately, one of my favorite linguists slash people that would help me understand the English language better. Yes, Emily, absolutely, positively, completely misusing eclectic, I think, in describing the strike zone. It's been a little bit of everywhere. But bottom line, Oklahoma leads this game 5-1 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Ella Parker for the Sooners to lead things off. And Mike White has gone to the pen. Time for a pitching change brought to you by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Mike White might be thinking a little bit about tomorrow night, but Estelle Check, he's been outstanding for Texas out of the pen. First pitch to Parker is in for a strike.
Yeah, I look at this move as Mac Morgan's getting the start tomorrow. That's how I see it. And getting her out of this game for the simple fact of Maxwell is carving up Texas right now.
The 0-1 just got a piece of it as Parker fouled it back. 0 for 2, a double in the first inning for Parker. She singled and scored on the 2-run home run from Kinsey Hansen. 5-1 Oklahoma. 0-2 just missed outside. Chuck Porter, by the way, thank you as well for now the understanding of the medial malleolus.
I'm gonna let
tap
you
out on that one.
Yep.
All right, I'll be on this island. 1-2 is a little bit in. Good spot. 2-2. Atwood held it there for a moment.
Yeah.
Parker sold it a bit by jumping out of the way. Man, when she hits it, she's hit it hard, including a big 2-run homer here yesterday. 2-2 pitch to the freshman. Grounded towards second base. Backing up on it is Washington. Long throw to get her. The hustle of Parker made that a little bit closer than maybe it should have been, and here's Brita. That is 5 straight Sooners that have been retired, and boy, Stelchek came out of the pen and did a really nice job, unfortunately, against Oklahoma in Austin earlier this year. As Brito digs in. First pitch to the Sooner third baseman is popped up on the infield. Martinez comes racing over to make the catch, and there's 2 away. In the Friday night win for the Sooners, the 5-2 game in Austin, Check came out of the pen, 2 2/3 of shutout relief, struck out 2.
Number 9, Kinsey Hansen.
I think something.
Oh, go. I was going to say in the Sunday game, 3 1/3 of 3 hit shutout ball to close the door on the Sooners.
And I think for Check, she's gotten a lot more time out of the bullpen this year.
First pitch strike.
I mean, you go back, she's a senior, you go back to some years past. I mean, she's kind of been their ace at times.
Yeah.
And obviously Kavan taking on that role, Mac Morgan throwing.
No balls and a strike to Hansen. Homered here, her last at bat. 1 for 2 as she takes strike 2. You mentioned the relief appearances. By my math, she leads Texas now with 14 appearances out of the pen.
Yeah, so you got to love, I mean, the shift in roles for her.
0-2 was a really, really competitive 0-2 pitch that just missed, and Atwood held it there again for a moment. She's making sure that Dustin Douglas knows she doesn't necessarily agree with it in a roundabout way. Longer wait than normal for Check. She's got the sign. The pitch is ripped into left center field, up the alley, takes a hop, and it leaves a dent on the wall as Hansen slides in with a 2-out double.
Kinsey Hansen getting hot. I mean, back-to-back ABs have absolutely laced pitches. Good to see Kinsey Hansen starting to see the ball well.
Well, here's Cassidy. Last time she homered. As the Sooners went back-to-back, the first pitch here is in for a strike. Stelcheck changed velocity there, dropping that in at 50 miles an hour. 1 for 2 night for Pickering. Oh, she loaded up and takes strike 2.
That outside corner, I mean, it's just been inconsistent. We've seen that in this inning be called a ball.
5-1 Sooners. 2 outs. Hansen at second. The pitch bounced softly towards the right side. Hustled. The shovel is wild. Hansen will score from third. Pickering off to second. Washington came in and tried to shovel it to first, and she launched it past Stewart. Hansen was able to walk home. Pickering is at second. It's 6-1 Oklahoma.
I said it earlier in this game. If you put enough pressure on this Texas defense, they can be exposed. We've seen it here tonight in a couple different ways. First time an error is actually going to be put on the board.
Here's Riley Boone. She singled her last time up. She's 1 for 2. The Sooners are already working through their third time through the lineup.
Number 0, Riley Boone.
First pitch to Boone, showed a bunt, takes a strike on the outer edge. So let's clean up the scoring on that here quickly.
D4.
See if they gave a hit. 0-1 finds the outer edge to Pickering, and then the error on advancing it. It was going to be close. I think they had her at first.
Yep. I think it was just an error all around.
Yeah. No balls and 2 strikes. Little in. Pickering reached on throwing error, so officially yes. So mark it as E4. So that's an unearned run here in the 5th. The 1-2 is poked foul.
It's a good job by Riley Boone getting rid of that pitch. I've talked about it. It's been inconsistent on whether or not it's a ball or a strike. So I really like seeing Riley Boone recognizing that and getting rid of it.
1 ball, 2 strikes to the Sooner outfielder. Boone turns on one, pops it up, shallow right field. Racing out is the second baseman, Washington, to make a nice catch. I don't know if Maloney didn't see it all that well, but Oklahoma's 2-out rally comes to an end. Maxwell has been unbelievable. There was a fun debate throughout the day of I think a healthy one for a change amongst the Sooner fans on both the Book of Faces and Twitter and our sports radio shows about who should start. And you know, Patty Gasso believes in a staff. She absolutely does. But they just love the matchup, and they loved Kelly Maxwell setting a tone. Coach said it in the pregame show. Game 1 is it to them. They want to go out and win game 1. And you're seeing that approach and that energy and everything Coach Gasso wanted. Now, finish.
Yes.
9 outs.
Job not done. Going through this lineup one more time. That's what you're looking at.
Maloney, the 9-hole hitter, grounded out to second. In her only at bat, she grounds this one to second. Hodge, who is in, gets her easily. Good start.
Maxwell, 5 for 5 on leadoff outs.
Can't beat that. No infield changes for the Sooners, but we see the outfield adjustment with Hannah Core out and left now. Jada Coleman in center and Riley Boone in right. They back up a little bit. They were in tight for Bella Dayton, who's 0 for 1, walked her last time up. Boy, Rito is in tight for strike 1. Dayton came to the World Series as a member of the Arizona Wildcats and then transferred to Texas. And then went to the World Series as a member of the Texas Longhorns and now is back for her 3rd trip. Here's the 0-1 pitch today outside. You know, probably most people remember Bella Dayton as the person in the Super Regional that Mike White was adamant whenever he had pointed to the bag, and she thought he was telling him to stay. And
I can't imagine why when he's pointing to the bag.
it little dust up in the dugout. There's a bouncer to Sid Sanders. She'll take it to the bag, and there's 2 away. Bella says she's just a competitor, and she had been outstanding in this Women's College World Series until tonight, 0 for 2 with a walk. And here's Mia Scott. The only offense tonight for Texas has been Mia Scott.
Number 10, Mia Scott.
Reach base on a walk.
The only hitter in this lineup as she takes ball 1 low. That has reached in both of her plate appearances. Essentially a home run. I look at reaching.
I just don't want to say it. I'm like,
It's always a tough one for me. Well, she did reach base. I mean, she touched all of them. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Maxwell brings it home. That's a strike. 67 miles an hour.
yeah. Maxwell looks good. I mean, she's doing a really nice job. I really like her tempo. I mean, she's working at a good pace and just keeping the ball down. But drop ball has been killer against the Longhorns here tonight.
The 1-1. Bounce back up the middle. Cut off by Jennings. Throws to first. That's 3 up and 3 down, baby. Bat for Avery Hodge. Cool moment coming up. We'll get DJ's take on it. But first, let's pause 10 seconds for all of our great affiliates to identify themselves. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.
KRXO FM and KRXO HD Oklahoma City, a product of Tyler Media, your flagship station for Oklahoma Sooner sports. 107.7, the franchise.
7 hits for the Sooners. They've scored in all the odd innings, the first, the third, and the fifth. Sid Sanders will lead things off. Body language from Texas seems to be very telling right now.
Yep, and it's just everything you can. I'm not going to go so far to say they're quitting. It's not. I don't think that's a fair statement as that pitch is in for called strike 1. But it doesn't have any energy. And again, I go back to the strikeout back, I believe, in the 4th.
There's a hard hit ball to third. Mia Scott, nice play on the short hop. Alina Torres waits, listen to the crowd. She jogs off. Big smile from Jada Coleman.
I think Torres was happy to be on base, but I think Torres was frustrated in the way that it happened.
She was not happy.
No, she wanted to take a swing.
Showing the high fives in the dugout. It's been a rough couple of days for Alina. Really good to see her. Here's Jada Coleman, first pitch. Oh, she had a cut, fouled it off. Oklahoma Athletics would like to thank the official Eat, Play, Stay partners. Visit Norman, Cup Bop Courtyard by Marriott, Midway Deli, Nashburn, and Norman, NC Edie. Visit Soonersports.com for more information. It is indeed Hodge who re-entered, if we weren't clear on that. Here's the 0-1 to Jada, up and in. Jada was hit by a pitch in the first, scored on the 2-run home run from T.R.A. Jennings, walked in the second, and grounded out to the pitcher in the 4th. Been around everything happening in this game, but doesn't have a hit. She lifts this one down the left field line. Foul. That's out of play. I've talked to just about everyone, and I don't know many who off the bat knew that was gone from Jada, I included. I thought that, and especially with some of the plays we'd seen in the outfield, and balls dying at the track. All 2 up and away.
Yeah, no, it was struck well, but I think I was waiting as I was watching Corby Otis from Florida go back on it in left field. I'm going, she might catch that ball. And the pitch. Oh, it hit her or got the bat. I don't know which one. I think it got the barrel.
She's heading down to first and stops and turns around. Jada tried to sell it as she got out of the way. She smiles. Let's see, where did it?
I think it got the barrel.
No, you are absolutely. Come on now, Jada. The 2-2 pitch is in the dirt. It's a wild pitch. Hodge is off to second. that hit off the barrel of the bat, and Jada Coleman tried to sell it as a hit by pitch. I'm weak right now.
She knew exactly what she was doing. She's like, I'm gonna go until they tell me to come back.
Full count here to J. Cole. The pitch. Got her. Came up and in. Strikeout. Reese Atwood threw the ball up in the air because she thought it was the third out, and Hodge took off for third.
Love
2
that
away.
Play from Hodge. That's not something you see every day.
And the aggressiveness of Avery Hodge to realize what was going on in that moment. Atwood pointed, just tossed it up in the air. Hodge saw it right away and took advantage of it. What a heads-up play to be in tune by Avery Hodge and not head down, walking back to the base. That was big time.
Yeah.
Here's the birthday girl, T.R.A. Jennings.
Now batting shortstop, number 23, T.R.A. Jennings.
First pitch from Estelle Check with a runner at third and 2 outs. Jennings, she had a hat, fouled it back. Strike one. TRA's first inning 2-run home run was the 98th of her career, the 25th of the season. Here comes the 0-1 to the Sooners shortstop. Ball a little bit up. Avery Hodge at third. 2 outs for the Sooners in the top of the 6th, up 6-1 over Texas. Jennings on the night, 1 for 3. Called out on a tough strike call in the 4th. Here's the 1-1. In the dirt, 2-1.
Love to see the Sooners find a way to push this run across. A couple of mistakes from Texas. You'd love to see Oklahoma make them pay here. Put another run on the board.
2-1 is lined into left field. It's down for a hit. A clutch 2-out RBI from the birthday girl. And it's 7-1 Sooners.
TRA heard me. And I love the way she handled that pitch. Check has really done a good job with the inside corner, something Tegan Kavan did not do. But we saw it, and we've seen it nearly every at-bat of her really coming in tight on these hitters. And Jennings doing just a good job keeping her hands inside.
First pitch to Parker, swings and fouls it off. I think everyone at about the same time realized what it means if Ella Parker dumps one over the center field wall here. Parker on the day is 2 for 3 with a double, a single. She scored a run. The pitch, hard hit to second. Staying down on it is Washington. Throws to first. That'll do it for the Sooners in the 6th. But Oklahoma adds a run. They extend their lead to 6. A couple of things during the broadcast. Zane, Jana, Rick, the dogs in North Huntington, Pennsylvania. Jana and Cheryl checked in from Tahlequah. Brandon listening from his Amazon van driving around tonight. Michael is at Lake of the Ozarks. Randy is in Auckland, New Zealand. Michael is always listening in from Denver. And big thoughts, shouts out, prayers to former OU catcher, super fan now, Lisa Rudloff, who is battling cancer. Thinking of you tonight, Lisa. With DJ Sanchez, I'm Chris Plank. It's been all Sooners. 7-1 Oklahoma as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And same defensive alignment. Still out in left field. That is Hannah Core. Back to work for Kelly Maxwell. Vivi Martinez leads things off. 7-1 Sooners. There's a ball a little up. There's a part of me that is in shock that we're in this moment right now. Based on all of the battles this team has gone through. They are 6 outs away from grabbing a 1-zip lead over Texas and making it look relatively easy. Of course, I say that. Now there's ball 2.
It's a pretty good spot.
It's been a rather inconsistent strike zone tonight.
Yeah. All World Series, really. And I'm not going to get on the umpire complaint train, but
I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
and I hear you about not wanting to complain about it. I probably do that enough throughout the year. There's a strike, 2-1.
Oh, I think I've made my distaste very clear. But
I try to make sure that I don't get 2-8. Now, if you all are with me and I see on the tweets that you're as mad as I am, then it's all 2-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. If I hear from Coach Hines and Marita Hines text, then I also know.
It's on.
It's on. I know I can get after the umpires. Martinez 0 for 2 tonight, flat out to center, struck out. Maxwell stares in, rocks and fires, bounce foul at the plate. Here is 1 point I want to make from the trip to Austin, and something that has kind of stayed with me a little bit. Oklahoma allowed Texas to get some momentum in the 6th and 7th inning of that Friday night game. 2-2, check swing, she went. Oh, the third base umpire says she did. In that game on that Friday night, that Oklahoma won 5-2. Texas scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. That crowd used that momentum to carry them the rest of the weekend. Leave no doubts here tonight. Here's the 3-2 pitch for Maxwell. Grounded to the right side. Oh, it ate up Sanders on the short hop into right field. Rounding first is Martinez, off to second. She'll take off for third and slide in safely. That's how hard that ball was hit, and that's how wild of a trajectory it took off the short hop. Shot off Sanders' glove and went all the way into the corner.
One of the hardest hit balls we've seen here tonight, but I mean, E3 is what I would expect to see on the board, and they gave it a hit.
What?
Yep, they gave it a hit. I mean, I know it took a hop, but you could also kind of see the way she was set up. And that ball was a hot shot, but that's tough.
First pitch to Reese Atwood is ball 1. All right, Kinsey Hansen. JT Gasso has asked for time. He's going to give a towel out to Jada Coleman, it looks like. Jada did not have her towel that she likes to keep in her back pocket that she's not allowed to wear when she hits. So she's good now. We're ready. Runner at third. Nobody out. 7-1 Sooners. Atwood. The pitch. Popped up on the infield. T.R.A. Jennings under it. One away.
Big out.
Huge out.
You were just talking about generating momentum. You know, a leadoff triple, I'm assuming, is what it's going down as. Good way to do that. So, huge out of getting Atwood. And in the way that they did to it, pop up on the infield. Right, when you've got an opportunity, sac fly, little ground ball to the right side with the speed of Martinez.
Here's Katie Stewart. First pitch in for a strike.
They're changing the scoreboard. It is an E3.
Okay.
I think that's how it should be scored.
I would imagine there was a lot of conversation and consternation over that one. Good catch. Stewart fouls that one off. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, they changed it, but and that's not a knock on Sydney Sanders, but that's a play I think we expect her to make.
That's a play we expect her to make, yeah. Stewart, by the way, 0 for 2. Again, ground out to short in the first, flied out to center in the fourth. One of the bigger problems in the Sooners series in Austin. 0-2 in the dirt. Great job by Kinsey Hansen to smother it and stare Martinez back to third.
Kinsey Hansen, I don't know if we've talked about it enough. She's had a good night she's had a good night at the plate, and she's been nails behind the plate. She always is, and I think that's why sometimes it gets lost on me, but been really solid back there.
1-2, another great job on a pitch that skipped before the plate by Hansen. Stewart had 3 runs batted in over 3 games against Oklahoma. She waits now on the 2-2 pitch from Maxwell. Bounced foul. Got a good cut there. You just look at the numbers, and you knew Texas's staff was performing very well here, specifically Tegan Cavan. But then you also dug deeper and you realized it's not the best Stanford team hitting-wise that we've seen here. 2-2 pitch. Line drive, right field falling fast. It's down for a hit. Scoring easily for third is Martinez, and it's 7-2. Texas tries to claw back on the RBI bloop single from Katie Stewart.
I think the biggest thing here that you focus on, go after the 6-7 here, because you're playing for 5 outs right now.
Right.
Right? I mean, a 5-run hill is still a pretty big hill to climb in the bottom of the 6th inning. So keep throwing your pitches. Kelly Maxwell's been really good. Go after the 6-7 here, so you're starting the 7th with the 8-9. These are key outs.
Alyssa Washington is 0 for 2. She takes strike one. We hope you'll join us for the Bud Light postgame show. We'll bring you as much of Coach Gasso's postgame press conference as we can. Sooners, if they win, will be the first team in. 0-1, low and away. Another nice job by Kinsey Hansen. The run on first base, still irrelevant, right? You got a 5-run cushion right now, but you're not just going to be giving up free bases. Sooner fans all standing behind the first base dugout. The 1-1 pitch. Bounced back to the circle. Nice job by Maxwell. Goes to second. Got the lead runner.
Love the heads-up play. Bouncing off the mound. And Kelly Maxwell really feels her position well.
Is there communication there that says go to, or is that a feel she has to have?
I think it's a combination of both, right? You're getting your communication from your middles, but you've also got to have in your head exactly what you're doing when you're getting on that ball.
And knowing who the base runner is, yes. It wasn't Bella Dayton over there at first. Here's Jolie Mitchell. First pitch strike. It was Katie Stewart, not the most fleet of feet for Texas. Washington, by the way, reaches on the fielder's choice. She's at first with 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, 7-2. Oklahoma leads Texas. Here's the 0-1 from Maxwell. Whoa, wild pitch. That one's getting to the backstop. Frustrated Kelly Maxwell pats her chest, says, my bad.
And I'll say this, in this inning, I mean, Kinsey Hansen's been so good back there. Some bigger misses here in the 6th than what we've seen throughout the game. I mean, we've really seen a lot of quality spots and competitive misses. So we're seeing a lot of pitches in the dirt, that wide, wild pitch there.
Kinsey Hansen walks out to chat to Kelly Maxwell, with Kelly Maxwell a bit. This is catcher v. pitcher. Alyssa Brito waits for her opportunity to dab up the Sooner hurler. It's a ball and a strike with 2 outs. After the wild pitch, Alyssa Washington stands at second. 7-2 Sooners. Well in control of this game. 1-1. Outside corner, strike 2.
It's a good spot. In control of this game. But again, I really want to see this inning end right here with Mitchell so you can get 2 quick outs of the 8-9 in the 7th.
Maxwell, the 1-2 pitch. Line drive, right field, falling fast. It's down, rounding third, heading home. The throw is not in time. It's 7-3. Washington scores from second on an RBI single from Jolie Mitchell.
Piece of hitting from Mitchell. I mean, we've seen a lot of defensive swings from Texas. And she went out on a pitch that was off the plate and just threw her barrel at it. I mean, I say it was a pretty good piece of hitting. The swing was kind of ugly as I watch it on ESPN on the replay. But just flaring it to the right side. Situational hitting.
No action in the Sooner pin, but Jen Rocha is out to talk to her infield and to her pitcher. MidFirst Bank is a premier partner of OU Athletics and your exclusive home for the OU debit and credit card. Visit midfirst.com/Sooners for more details. Member FDIC. Orthodontics exclusively is proud to sponsor the Junior Captain of the Game. Junior Captain is the ultimate fan experience for children ages 6 through 12. There's 2 Orthodontics exclusively locations, with one in Norman and South Oklahoma City, and every consultation is free. Visit orthoexe.com. And we'd like to thank Love's Travel Stops as the presenting sponsor of OU softball. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Message from Jen Roach today.
Settle in. I mean, I say settle in, it's the 6. Settle down and go after Henry. Henry is 0 for tonight with a pair of Ks, right? Go after Henry.
Here we go.
That wasn't an awful pitch that Mitchell hit. It was off the plate.
Caden Henry check swing foul ball. It's been a 2-run bottom of the 6th. Texas getting its first runs since the first. And they've cut the Sooner lead to 4, 7-3. Mitchell at first. Henry's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Beware. Even with 2 outs of the short game here as she chops one to first. Sanders makes the play. Oh, they say she didn't tag her. Henry is safe.
We're going to see a challenge.
Sanders isn't acting too adamant about it. That's where Henry is dangerous.
I want to see it again.
I think JT is pleading for it.
Oh.
Here we go.
This is the best view we're going to have of it.
Oklahoma is challenging the safe call at first base. That play is now under review.
I think she missed her.
We'll wait for the...
I think the issue more so than did she tag her, did she not, is going to be the fact that the call on the field is safe.
Right.
And I don't see anything.
We're under an official review brought to you by Noble McIntyre and McIntyre Law, the law firm you should turn to for all your personal injury needs. The, as you could say, crew chief of this group, Robbie Guest, he stands behind the circle. I don't know how you can overturn this.
No. And really for Sydney Sanders, that was her only play.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that was her only play. Now, does the question get asked of
I guess she's safe baseline wise.
Yes.
I think she's good to go there. And I want to tell you, I think JT Gasso really sold wanting this.
That's the spot.
Ooh. Oh, she may have got her. They really had to freeze that, though, to see anything.
Man.
And unfortunately, Sid...
That was her only play. Avery Hodge wasn't to the bag yet.
I don't know.
Right? And Sydney Sanders wasn't going to beat her to the bag. That was her only play.
Well, this is maybe a good sign that it is a lengthy review. We don't get... With the new era of the World Series having a centralized replay location, which I'm pretty sure is right here on site.
Yeah. But
we all stand around and wait. Think about our buddy Noble McIntyre, McIntyre Law, the law firm you should turn to for all your personal injury needs. Yeah, it's a crew. They've got a room up here on the 3rd floor. They're still looking at this. Here we go. No? Sorry. I got fooled by the PA guy. They keep freezing it on that shot. Do you see anything? I don't feel like I see anything.
I feel like we would see I don't know. I mean, I think...
Well, the jersey moves a little bit.
I'm awful.
I think she might have got her, DJ. They're still looking at it.
I think it is playing in OU's favor that it's taking as long as it is. Right?
Yeah.
That's the one that looks like she doesn't get her. I'm watching this on the replay. When they show the side
angle,
view, that does not, it looks like I still see daylight. But when they show
They're slowing it down right now.
Now, but from that angle, you
Looks
go,
like
did she
she
get
got
her in the arm?
This might not be enough to overturn.
No, and I think
After
that's
further
the
review,
issue.
the call at first base has been upheld. The runner is safe. This is Oklahoma's first challenge.
Yeah, and again, I think it's a good challenge.
Yeah.
It slowed everything down. It's still a 7-3 game. And you are, well, one of two things. You're one pitch away from ending this threat, or DJ one pitch away from making this very concerning. Texas will go to its dugout for a pinch hitter.
Yeah, and going to the bench.
Victoria Hunter.
But for Kelly Maxwell, again, just go back to work. Go after the pinch hitter that hasn't seen her yet.
It's Victoria Hunter, a .395 average, has 4 home runs, just a freshman, and the first pitch is a ball outside.
I mean, right now for Kelly Maxwell, you've got a 4-run spot. All the pressure is on the freshman here in Hunter.
Don't let him get momentum. 2 runs already in here in the 6th. 2 out, 7-3 Sooners. The pitch is in for a strike. Houston, Texas product was 0 for 2 against the Sooners in Austin, but did walk once. Just her second appearance of the Women's College World Series. The 1-1 is swing and a miss.
Throw it again. That drop ball falling off the table. We've seen it all day. Maxwell's gotten a key number of strikeouts using that same pitch. Go to it again. That was a huge whiff from Hunter.
Here comes the 1-2. Low. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was the same pitch. You can see Hunter adjust. Maybe that's what she was looking for, going, I looked so bad on the pitch before, she's probably going to throw it again. But that was a huge take from Hunter.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Maxwell rocks, fires, got her, swinging, inning over. Maxwell challenges the pinch hitter and sets down the horns, but Texas gets a few back. We head to the 7th. Oklahoma 7, Texas 3. Travel stops the heart of the highway. She was lit up in an inning and a third against Texas A&M back on May 24th in the Super Regional, and we haven't seen her since.
Yeah, I feel like Mike White is trying to keep Oklahoma from seeing too many pitchers on his staff too much. Expecting, if you're Mike White, you're expecting a game 3. This game's not over, but you've got to have that in the back of your mind.
Brito takes the first pitch outside. Top of the 7th, 7-3 Sooners. 7 runs on 8 hits for Oklahoma. Also been charged with an error. 3 runs on 4 hits and an error for Texas. Here's the 1-0 to the Sooner third baseman. Check swing, strike.
And I think something too, seeing Gutierrez in this spot, you already mentioned it, playing, had some success against Oklahoma during Big 12.
Right.
She's only thrown 2 pitches in the Women's College World Series, and we just saw them. So getting her some reps under her belts as well.
Nearly hit Brito with a 1-1, 2 balls and a strike. Brito, by the way, the do factor is high, Sooner Nation. The do factor is high. Brito is 0 for 3. Feels like she's pressing just a bit at the plate. Here's the 2-1. Bounced this one foul. Had a mighty hack.
Yeah, we've seen Brito take monster hacks. And, I think at times, I'm going to use the words you just said, press. Trying to do a little bit too much. She just needs a little flair to die in. That's it.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hits this one hard and foul down the third baseline. Well, if you joined us late, this game started with a bang. A 2-run first inning home run from T.R.A. Jennings. Mia Scott, a solo shot in the first, made it 2-1. Sooners added 3 in the third on a 2-run homer from Kinsey Hansen and a solo shot from Cassidy Pickering. Single runs in the 5th and the 6th. A 2-spot from Texas in the bottom half of the 6th. Makes it 7-3 Sooners. 2-2 pitch misses up and away, full count. Brito deep in the box. Hansen waits on deck. The full count pitch headed home, and she lasers one into the right center field gap. It's up the alley. It's off the wall. It's a leadoff double from the Brito.
I said a little flare. We'll take a double in the gap. But we've just been watching Alyssa Brito have some frustrating at-bats over the last few days. She needed that. She needed it for some confidence. She needed it just to kind of get settled in the box.
Here's Kinsey Hansen. Homered in the 3rd, doubled in the 5th. Good on Brito. Here's the first pitch to K9, in for a strike. I'm thinking already about tomorrow's pregame show.
Okay.
And I think Alyssa Brito's going to have a big, what day is it today? Wednesday?
Yep.
Big Thursday for Brito.
I like it.
Make her our Love's Travel Stops player to watch 24 hours early. Here's the 0-1. Hansen grounds it back to Gutierrez, throws to first, 1 away. Let me correct one thing I said on Hansen. 2 for 3, pardon me. She didn't have the first inning pop out. Then she homered in the 3rd and then doubled in the 5th. Now a ground out back to Sit Lally for the first out of the 7th. Patty Gasso is motioning towards the Sooner dugout. I think she wants to bring in someone to run for Brito here. Maybe a chance for Maya Bland, who had stepped out of the dugout a little bit earlier. Thought we were going to see her run for Alina Torres. Then coach ended up re-entering Avery Hodge. Nope, never mind.
Looks like she may have made the sub early. Riley Ludlam on deck.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. First pitch to Pickering is outside. And, of course, re-entering Cassidy Pickering. But I don't think I've ever seen it take that long to re-enter somebody. 1 for 3 with her 11th home run of the season for Cassidy Pickering here tonight. She takes a strike. They're going to throw behind Brito at 3rd. Atwood threw it down the line into left field. It's 8-3 Sooners.
Take advantage. Uncharacteristic from Reese Atwood behind the plate for Texas, but take advantage. We've seen some runs get pushed across tonight from just genuine defensive mistakes. There's another one. Gotta love getting a run back.
Here's the 2-0 to Pickering. Check swing on ball 3. I'm sorry, ball 2. It was 1-1, 2-1. That throw wasn't even close to third base either. It hit Brito and then shot down the left field line. 8-3 now Sooners. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Pickering. Cuts, fouls it back.
Well, answering back that way, momentum is a thing, and it is such a massive part of this game. And Texas kind of feeling like, all right, we're moving, we're going, and putting up a crooked number in the 6th. Love seeing the Sooners be able to get one of those runs back.
2-2 to Pickering is outside, full count. What you see?
I'm looking at the scoreboard of just answering back from not a lot. So I'm kind of going, I love seeing the answer.
3-2 is popped up deep. Popped up. That's got some juice back at the wall. What a catch. What a catch in right field by Maloney. That ball off the bat fooled me. I thought it was a pop-up. And then it got some legs, and Maloney showed some legs to go up and get it.
I think what was kind of deceptive about it was
a one-handed swing.
Yes. I mean, the swing from Pickering, she just kind of flared out and popped her barrel at it.
That took away a home run. What a play by Maloney. Told you, don't let him get momentum going into tomorrow. The Sooners did a good job of getting the run on the wild throw. That's a heck of a play from Maloney. I mean, that was a flick of the wrist from Pickering. Here's Riley Ludlam, first World Series Championship Series at bat. Takes strike one. I think about these moments for someone like Riley Ludlam a lot based on, where she was a year ago today. Got to be almost surreal. Big swing and a miss, strike two. Transferred in from Furman. And in a moment of necessity, stepped up and took over behind the plate when Kinsey Hansen was hurt and was phenomenal. She's down 0-2 here. The pitch is low.
Well, she's done a good job in some pinch hit situations. I mean, through the Big 12, she was one of the first bats off the bench.
She went 0 for 1 in her only plate appearance. That came against Duke here in this World Series. And here's the 1-2. A little low, 2-2. Sid Sanders waits on deck. Good eye there. I'm still in awe of how far that ball flew off the one-handed flick of the wrist from Pickering. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Line drive foul down the first base line.
Now, I'm with you, Plank. I watched the swing and went, oh, and then I kind of the same thing, and oh, that might leave the yard.
An O followed by an O.
Yes, that's kind of, the swing was deceptive. We'll just put it that way.
Two balls, two strikes. Oh, called strike three on a pitch on the inside edge. That'll do it for the Sooners in the seventh. But they add a run to counter the 2-run sixth. Our producer, Ray Clapmeyer, in the Jefferson City Learfield studios. That's DJ Sanchez. I'm Chris Plank. You're listening to Sooner Softball presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. And the presenting sponsor of the Women's College World Series on the Sooner Sports Network is Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oklahoma, connecting Oklahomans to quality health care. Riding Kelly Maxwell to go the distance. Thoughts? Top of the lineup for Texas.
She's been good. I think we'll see Maxwell again at some point in this series. But it lets you kind of hide your cards a little bit with Keeney and May and Deal.
Listen to this place. I don't think I've ever heard it like this. Time is called by Kelly Maxwell. Spins the ball in her glove. Dayton on the night is 0 for 2, a strikeout victim in the first. A second inning walk. She grounded out to first in the fifth. First pitch low and in, ball one. This game is slowly approaching the 3-hour mark. One of the lengthier games of the entire Women's College World Series. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Maxwell. Grounded to the right side. Big hop for Hodge. Great job. Gloves it. Got her. One away. Avery Hodge has been sensational at second. And played it off the short hop. That'll look dangerous.
And she's had to do that a couple times here tonight, and not just having to make the play, but also having to stay under control and be quick with what she's doing because Dayton can move.
Mia Scott digs in. 8-3 Sooners. Strike one. 8 runs on 9 hits for the Sooners. 3 runs on 4 hits. The teams have combined to commit 4 errors, 3 of them by Texas. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Maxwell. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
That had a little bit extra juice. It's only at 65. I say only. It's at 65 on the gun. But, I mean, that pitch rode up the ladder.
Only. I like that. 0-2 count. Scott waits the pitch low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Not a lot of fans using their seats right now. Everyone standing in anticipation of the Sooners slamming the door on the horns in game 1. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. 2 outs.
7 Ks on the night for Maxwell. She just continues to fight and claw and battle.
Vivi Martinez is 0 for 3 on the night, but reached on the Sanders error, and it's a strike. How does she do this? How is she still this good after this many pitches, after the many pitches she threw the day before? How?
Kelly Maxwell has shown she's got another gear. We've always known it, but at least it's on our side now.
0-1 is bounced foul. They came running in from the bullpen. Nicole May did, along with Carly Keeney. They asked the Sooner fans for noise, and they respond. The 0-2. Maxwell brings it home. Cold strike 3. Ball game. The Sooners are a win away from history. On the verge of becoming the first ever back-to-back national champs. They take game 1 8-3. The long ball, the pitching, the defense, it all clicked. And the Sooners strike first. All around solid performance.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
We've been talking about it even here at this Women's College World Series. We've seen about 2 or 3, right? And I know an error defensively tonight, but defense was good. Defense was so good. We saw this team fire on all cylinders.